what are we producing? Pretty much just Royal Knights, Archers, Springalds, Mangonels, of course.
They're doing the bonus damage.
Ooh, Springalds sniping my trebuchets. But we've got our own Springald forward now. So what if we just put a keep down here and then started mining this gold? 200 pop, suddenly you've got an insane economy. Hey everyone! Good to see you back and tuning in for some more Age of Empires here. We've got a 1v1 here. I'm up against Papagonomics, playing as the Delhi Sultanate. I'm playing as the Chinese. We're here on Dry Arabia. We're going to go for a pretty standard opener. I'm not thinking anything different with the Delhi Sultanate. The only adjustment I'm probably going to make is we're not going to go for that second town center right away. We still want to rush up to the Song Dynasty as quickly as possible. But in the back of our mind, we're thinking we're going to have to be aggressive because we want to prevent the Delhi from grabbing up all the sacred sites and leveraging the gold that they generate from it to produce units or age up. Get a quick scout here. Yep, they're grabbing up the berries just like we usually do when we play as the Abbasid. But yeah, we don't want to get too greedy here. That'd be no good. We're going to get our Imperial Academy up. You can see Dome of the Faith is already coming from Papagonomics. And now we're thinking about where are we going to put our Barbican. We want to put it in a spot that's going to secure a lot of resources, and resources that we're going to need for an extended feudal game. So we're thinking wood and food, and I'm starting to eyeball this kind of cluster right here. The deer, the berries, and we can further secure our wood line right here. We could maybe put a wall right here, Barbican right here, and now we've got kind of a safe arrangement. We'd probably have to abandon the gold, but besides that, we'd be in a nice position. All right, we've both aged up, and now we're trying to get up that 400 food, 200 gold to produce our Barbican. Though we do have 6 villagers on wood, I'm trying to not, like I said, play too greedy here. We really want to gather up wood so that we can put down defensive structures or military production. And yeah, now we're getting a little view of barracks, archery range, and it's already pumping units. Ooh, he did go for Dome of the Faith. I'm glad it's not the landmark that gives bonus attack speed to all of his infantry. So we are fortunate in that sense, but that will mean likely double blacksmith, lots of technologies giving him an economic advantage over us. So we really have to worry about that. We are seeing a big military production. Look at that. It's already 14 units to 4. He's using them to wall up the sacred sites, and then he's going to secure them. We can use our archers that we're producing to try and engage, but this is just way too many units. You can see we're quickly being outclassed in terms of the military. Yeah, we're going to gather up these deer. I think that's a great option. Did we get... Yep, we got survival techniques. I think it's probably worth it. And we're trying to exchange fire here, but that is way too many archers, and now the spearmen are on top of us. But we're hoping to drag them a little bit under the Barbican, because the Barbican's got that hand cannon emplacement, 25 damage a shot. Yeah, anytime we can bait a unit over, yeah, this is great. Maybe a free kill here. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And because we're in the Song Dynasty, we can make Zhugnu. They might be effective against his unit composition. It's mostly just infantry, light unarmored units like archers and spearmen. If Papagonomics starts to go heavy into military, horsemen, then it's a problem to produce all these Zhugnu. We're anticipating his further capturing of these sacred sites by moving units into position. We'll put a scout over here. We've put a scout over here. We've even got an outpost placed. We're hoping to construct that with a villager. And yeah, we're sending some units over. Maybe we can kill the scholar. Watch out, though. Like I said, my opponent went with that Dome of the Faith, has lots of technologies, and researched the bonus health for his scholars. A whopping 130 hit points on these units. But the Jugnu is certainly going to help chip that away. Looking good. Again, doesn't... Oh, maybe I placed this and then sent the villager off to do something else, because it looks like this outpost is... it's not getting put up. There's that second sacred site being grabbed, and look at all these units. You can see it's 28 military units to my 13. And now, since we're not seeing him go for the kill, we're just seeing him go for these sacred sites, we're going to start to flirt with the idea of going for a second town center. Because I can't really fight this army, so why don't we force him to attack us? If he wants to have a huge standing army, fine. But if he's just going to use it to secure sacred sites, that's not good enough for him. We're gonna try and push ourselves a little bit here. You can see we're already up to 240 stone. Just a little bit more would be great. And we're scouting around these berries with these archers. We want to make sure that Papagonomics isn't gathering from great resource locations. And look, we're coming over, but he has wisely pulled villagers off of gold. He doesn't need them for his gold income. He's already gained 200 gold a minute just from these sacred sites. Finding some wolves. We're going to check this gold. There's the double blacksmiths. We were worried about that. Oh, and we're seeing the little berry fences. So we're going to gather up our archers. I'm even going to have these archers move back and forth so that they don't immediately start firing. And now we're going to target down the villagers. Unfortunately, he's got textiles. Like I said, so many additional technologies coming from our Delhi opponent. We could probably have gotten 3 or 4 villagers if they didn't have that textiles upgrade. Kind of crazy. Fortunately, the archers can deny this resource gathering. I'll just put them in the stealth forest nearby. We are making horsemen just to deny him from going for a full archer ball, though he is producing a lot of spearmen. The archers will do well against the spearmen, and the Jugnu will just do well in general. Yeah, we're going to have to back off here. We're realizing that he's going to get every single sacred site, and there's not much we can do about it. Little overgather on stone, but there's the second town center going up. Love to see all the deer being gathered. In fact, we've almost finished gathering it. That's great. Finding a few random units out here, always good. We're going to go for the central sacred site while he's distracted. Yeah, if we can bust through here, cancel the sacred site, that'll at least deny him some of the gold. You can see the army is still very sizable for my opponent. And tons in the queue. Yeah, Papagonomics is just continuing to produce archers. How's my military production? It's pretty much just 1 archer range in a stable. I'd like to see a little bit more. We've started to get enough wood to do so. But man, look at the tech advantage Papagonomics is sitting on. He's got all of his technologies for he's got all the economic technologies, finishing out the blacksmith upgrades, and I've got nothing. Not even a single upgrade. That said, we are on our 2 town centers, and we've been on the Song Dynasty for a while. We're already at a 10 villager advantage. We are on a sacred victory timer. You can see in the upper right, it starts at 10 minutes, and if you are ever on a sacred site, actively canceling it or pausing it, it will stop the timer momentarily. So yeah, now it's started up again because all the sacred sites are under my opponent's control and none of my units are standing on it. We're going to snipe a few archers. Not sure if it was worth it. Now we're going to back off with our horsemen. We'll send an army this way, but it's already walled up. So now we are considering getting rams. We did put down a blacksmith. We'll maybe eventually get that siege engineering. But good, there's that second archery range that I wanted to see, because we've got a lot of units in the queue. Could be worth supervising these, not sure. And we are putting down farms because we know that we don't really have many more food resources. I mean, we can gather up the last of these sheep. We can get these berries. Looks like we're finishing up our sheep up here. Yeah, that's some idle villagers. we're going to need a new food source. A little bit of an engagement here, but he's almost doubling. Well, no, never mind. We are producing consistently. We're going to lose maybe a villager or two up here, but I'm glad that we're fighting under the Barbican, and I like this. If we're going to take the engagement, this is a great spot to do it. Let's retreat these villagers. That'll give us more arrow fire. Yeah, there it is. The town center's providing arrow fire, the Barbican's providing arrow fire, and the hand cannon emplacement. If we lose some villagers here, that's fine. You can see the military isn't really moving, just both of our numbers being reduced slightly. But yeah, we liked that engagement. That was really to our advantage. I think Papagonomics did well there with all of his blacksmith upgrades, but on the backside of it, we harassed some villagers off of these berries, and we've actually transitioned over here to take these berries. Got an outpost down, and we're hoping maybe we can move on to these deer. Nice, getting some archers in the wood line. You can see we're trying to equalize. Well, actually, we're up to 5 villager kills. Papagonomics has only gotten 3, and he's got a lot of idle villagers. I think, yeah, he needs to get them back to work. Okay, check the Sacred Victory. 7 minutes, about 30 seconds. We need to get through this wall and start canceling this Sacred Victory. The nice part is we are rather close to this central sacred site. It's only a screen or two away from my main town center, and with our secondary town center and the Barbican forward, we've got a strong position here. When we took that engagement, I felt good. This was a strong position. I knew that we were coming out ahead when we fought there. Okay, finally we're getting some more technologies as well. Looks like we picked up lumber preservation. We're getting wheelbarrow. We're also getting that hardened upgrade for spearmen, just in case we want to start to counter some of his horsemen. He is producing them. He's already up to 6. Now look at the military. He's definitely got more than twice my military. And I believe, yeah, there's a market. He is converting gold into other resources because the Delhi aren't going to do anything with 1,000 gold. They really need to convert that into wood and food. Alternatively, Papagonomics can use the gold to age up. But, oh yeah, there's a huge trade. Look at that. Just as I was talking about it. Cut out about 400 of his gold to turn into wood and food. Me, I'm choosing to actually age up. We've gotten the astronomical clock tower. We're putting that down. And we think it'll be pretty convenient. We can make rams from it. But we've already gotten our siege engineering. We've busted through this wall. Now we're thinking of taking the sacred site, but look at all the units just marching forward. We are moving on to the other food sources over here. And we'll send the battering ram elsewhere. Maybe we can do something over here. Yeah, we even send some villagers to put up an outpost. Yeah, doesn't look like the ram's going to stick around. Same with this outpost and the villagers inside. They're going to get gobbled up. We'll pivot. We'll go over here. We'll hopefully break through this palisade gate. Start canceling this sacred site. It's nice having just a few horsemen around to pressure distant sacred sites. Sounds like we're running out of resources. Yeah, we just lost all our resources here. Let's be smart with our villagers. Just send them to various locations. I think we're going to go for, yep, the boar over here, some wood over here, and maybe we can even go for the gold over here. We've got these outposts. We might as well take all of these resources. If we get attacked, we can always retreat inside. And whoa, look at this. Almost, well, he's got more than double my units, but we do have some castle age units. Let's slow things down here. Let's think about why Papagonomics is engaging here and why this is maybe not a great engagement. First off, the location. I can retreat villagers. I'm about to. That means way more arrow fire up here. Second issue is, yeah, these archers are just attacking the granary and the farms. They need to come forward and start attacking units. They need to be killing villagers. Yeah, all these archers weren't engaging, and they still aren't. They're attacking this farm right here. They need to come forward, start targeting some of the back lines. Yeah, now it's a proper engagement. But I've still got a big archer mass down here, and the arrow fire from the town center and the Barbican. I mean, it's just a lot. This is a lot of damage being pushed out by these buildings. You can see his mass is still enormous. We're trying to get out some Castle Age units with high armor values. The Palace Guards are going to be okay, but we really need Knights. And look at this. He's going to retreat, but he's taking so much fire on his way out. My archers, my Jugnu, the Palace Guards. Okay, it looks like I made some crossbowmen by accident. We should probably not be making crossbowmen. They're pretty much useless at this point. But the other reason why Papagonomics may have chosen to engage there is because the Sacred Timer is already at 4 minutes. And it's only paused because I've got some horsemen over here. These spearmen are going to kill them off, and then the timer's just going to resume. In 4 minutes, yeah, once this horseman goes down... Oh, is he going to do it? I guess not. Oh, he should really kill this. Yeah, there we go. Less than 4 minutes, although I'm starting to take on this sacred site too. This is kind of dangerous from me because I'm going to wedge myself in these walls, and we're going to duke it out. I don't think this is a good idea considering the size of our militaries, but we really need to thin the numbers out. But it's just not enough. It's nice that we've paused the victory timer. That's 4 minutes that 4 minutes is paused, and that's fortunate. Oh, and some units coming forward, probably going to kill my villager here. And I need this villager to finish out these barracks. I like that we're supervising the barracks. We can just continually produce these palace guards. They're a decent unit to take on all of those archers, but this is the real unit we needed. The clock tower nest of bees coming forward, taking a shot. Look at the military number drop right there. Just a couple archers knocked out. And I should also say that this nest of bees is going to be particularly good even if you don't see it getting kills on the archers. Even if it's just injuring the archers, that's a huge advantage for us. That means once our units finally reach the archers and start attacking them, we can easily get kills. And yeah, we're canceling it again. 3 minutes remaining. Think about these nest of bees as paying for themselves by just injuring units. They're not very good when the opponent can quickly heal their units. Like if there were scholars here that could just patch up all these units, then yeah, this nest of bees would not be very effective. But oh, I'd love a shot. It's trying to triangulate the right shot. Couldn't get it, and now all these horsemen, which deal bonus damage to siege, they're just eating up the nest of bees. Yeah. But we've still paused the sacred victory by having units there, but it should resume shortly. Yeah. But we got another nest of bees out. You can see our economy, we're really winning. Oh, that's a great shot from the nest of bees. All these archers are starting to look really injured. And I don't see the horseman anymore. He can't get on top of this nest of bees. Yeah, the archers can fire at it. Oh, that's good damage. I want to protect my nest of bees. I should really bring villagers forward. Look at this one, down to 15 health. And now we're just going to patch it up. His army is shrinking, and the archer mass is finally... Nope, but a scholar coming forward. That's smart. You want to heal up these units. But we're on the Castle Age. We still have that advantage, and we've really paused that sacred site. It's still sitting at about 3 minutes. And yeah, the nest of bees is still firing, getting repaired. And we might have another one coming out shortly. Yeah, we do. We've got 2 more on the way. And look at this. He forgot to wall up over here, so we can just send villagers over to neutralize this sacred site. Yep, they're just going to stand on top of it. Now that timer is definitely paused. In fact, we're about to neutralize this one. I think we survived. Because Papagonomics never made it to the Castle Age, we're just going to win right here. Yeah, there it is. His win condition disappeared when we neutralized those sacred sites, so he had to surrender. It was a great game. Exciting. Love seeing the Delhi force that Feudal Age sacred victory. Hope you'll come by for the next game. See you then.